YouTube, in theory. Sonny Lee, how's it going? Damn it, your Prime sub comes back in August. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to sub to me when I stream once every 2 months. I want to start doing more. It's still hot here in Toronto. And I still don't have any air conditioning, which is a big pain. We bought a window AC unit to sit on that window over there, but the plug won't reach the wall outlet, so we can't use it. And apparently you can't plug ACs into extension cords because it will cause fires. So my life's been a living hell. How can you not be sold? No. It's all good. Toto Fly, what's going on? Call me a name. Oof. Currently 18 degrees at 7:30. That's nice. It's not too bad. It's not too bad here. It's 26 degrees here. Last week it was 32 degrees and it was hell. 26 degrees is fine. The problem is when my computer is doing all this stuff, it just turns into a heater and just heats up my room like there's no tomorrow. And then having these lights on, because if I turn the lights off, this is what we're looking at. It's too dark. I think it's too dark anyway. So it would be cool if I didn't have the lights on, but some people might prefer not looking at me, but I need the lights on. Surprise stream indeed. Out the blue. What's it going? Or how is it going, your average D&D player? I've not streamed for so long, I'm nervous. I'm fumbling around. You want 32 degrees all day? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I don't think you guys can hear this. But I have a hearing aid because I lost some of my hearing when I was younger, and I thought it would be really good to put notifications to it. So now whenever my phone gets a notification, I hear it, little AI voice. Unfortunately, it does it every time someone likes my latest Discord thing. So every time someone puts a heart on my Discord announcement, I get a really long notification. So that might be happening through here. Maximum heavy duty 6-foot air conditioner and major appliance extension cord. D, I was looking at extension cords. I was like, I'm going to buy one. I was going through the motions, but the manual for the AC unit says do not under any circumstances use any. And then I went online and some people said, yeah, get an appliance one. And other people were like, eh. So I think I'm going to get you can get portable ones that still need to connect to the window, but the tube is much longer. So I'm just going to get one that will reach. Play it safe. I have an irrational fear of burning my house down. It's not irrational. I have a rational fear of burning my house down. That really scares me. That would be bad. Mostly because of my cats. It's the cat situation. They have special ones just for appliances. Okay, I'm gonna do some more research. You're currently that thinking meme from The Hangover. I'm not sure which one that is. But you want to speak hangovers? Yesterday, I was pretty bad. I went to a wedding on Saturday night. Didn't get home and asleep until 5 in the morning. And then barely slept because I was so hungover. And then this morning, I was just so tired. You do not... D, you have 16 cats? That's too many cats. My wife wants to get a 4th cat. And we're currently fighting over that. I guess Once you reach 5 or 6, I guess 16 isn't. You've hit the ceiling. You can get 100. It's the same as having 5. Because people are dumb. That's what I was thinking, Mark. That's what I was thinking. Then I was thinking, they tell people not to use extension cords because people are dumb and they'll use the wrong extension cord. And then I was like, I'm dumb. So what if I still mess this up? Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, by the way, does it look fine? Is the stream okay? Do I sound okay? I'm live on YouTube and Twitch right now. So I don't know how you guys feel. I might as well ask you guys, do you like having this chat up here so that you can see other people talking on different ones? Or is it kind of in the way, you know? Like, do you prefer it? Do you hate it? You're real sick of changing stuff from Imperial to metric, yeah. Yeah, chat is good. You like chat? Chat is fine. It's okay for me too. Nice, okay. I'll leave it up. Should be smaller? Okay, hold on. It's smaller. It's smaller now. Stop liking my Discord message. Stop it. Every time someone likes my Discord announcement, it's only been 4 times so far, but I get a message in my ear, through my hearing aid, that literally says, Discord message on the bonus action server from something. They liked the announcement. Then it reads my entire announcement out loud. It's awful. I gotta turn it off. It's nice to have though. If I'm walking down the street or something and someone texts me like, you know, a short message, it just goes straight into my ear. Tim, what's going on? It's blocking the view of the fancy sofa. That's true. That's an incredibly uncomfortable sofa. That is the cheapest sofa I could find that didn't look like trash. And it is the worst. It's like sitting on just concrete. There's nothing in there. It's crazy. Oh, you think it's too bold? Okay. Okay. Well, I'll look for that for next time. I'll try and get a better bold, less bold font. Now I can see who had 16 cats over here. It's about Celsius and Fahrenheit. Yeah. Now everyone knows that he has 16 cats. Yeah. I learned something about when I went to this wedding on Saturday. We'll get into the Critical Role stuff soon. I've just not spoken to you guys for ages. I have a really bad memory for faces and names for both of them. So I went to this wedding and we sat at this table and I'm like shaking hands with everyone. It's like my wife's friends, like high school friends. They're all really cool people. And I'm sitting down and I'm like, I know I've been to like 2 house parties where I've met a bunch of these people before, but I was like quite drunk when I did it. So and it was like years ago, or I mean, I think last time was like 6 months ago. I feel so bad because like 2 people came up to me and I introduced myself and they were just like, we've met a few times. And I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. He's like, we had a whole conversation about this whole thing. Like, you don't remember. And I remembered afterwards. And then I just felt so bad because like, the fear isn't that like that happened. The fear is it happens again. And next time in like a year's time at some event, I meet that same person. And I introduce myself again. And at that point, there's no coming back. You can't meet someone 4 times and still introduce yourself. That's such an asshole thing to do. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I've just got a bad. I've got a bad memory. Got a really bad memory. So, I just shouldn't. I shouldn't drink, because my memory goes first. You're the same way, lady. Yeah, it's bad. It's really, really bad. But what can you do? Tell you what, I have to make fun with photos, names, and short a friend X. I just need to not. I just need to stay in the back and stay quiet and like suss things out. You know? I wonder if my bad memory for names is because I play TTRPGs, and like all the friends I play with, I know their real names and I know their characters' names, and like I know all. I'm like taking in too many names. I'm creating all these NPCs with names, and it's just shoving out names of real people in my life. Who likes that, Bob? Stop liking things. I can hear it through my I can hear it through my hearing aid. Shakiros, get in here, buddy. How's it going? Yo, do you think you will ever do a D&D campaign YouTube series where you start a new campaign with friends and document it on YouTube as videos? I would like to, Loco. I would like to. There's a few things that I would want first. First off, I like playing home games. And I would want nice equipment. Fundamentally, I would want 6 of these microphones. I'd want 6 of these microphones and 2 more of these cameras. So already, we're talking about thousands of dollars. And I would need a group of friends who were very comfortable on camera and understood the effort that goes into something like that, because it depends if I live stream it as well. It would be fun to live stream, but I don't know. It would have to be the right group and have a budget. And I'm also still a chicken. Like I'm like not that confident, but I did some filming of my game when I did the Cosme RPG review video, and I was like, this isn't that bad. I guess I could do this in front of people. And people are generally nice. When they hear my really bad voices, they won't, like, bully me, right? You guys do something similar for your husband. Your family is huge and you need to remember the active feuds. Yeah. But I also just have a bad memory. It is also on me. Finally got your wife to play in a campaign this year and she's hooked. Does yours play? Yes, my wife has played in, I think, every game I've ever GM'd. So, no, there's one time when she had other plans, so she didn't play. And it was recently. And I didn't play with my wife was not there, and it felt like I'd lost a security blanket. It was like, oh my god, what do I do now? She's not here. Because she also does things. She helps out GMing, so she will like do music. And that's a huge help. Like when I say like, you guys go into a creepy house, she's on Spotify and she's like put on a creepy house playlist instantly. Or if I'm like, okay, it's combat time, she'll throw on some combat music. And that was noticeable. I was like, oh, I've got to do music now? But yeah, I play with my wife. What part of Canada are you? East Coast. Not East Coast. That's a lie. Toronto. The coast is the coast of the lake. But east side, yeah. Yeah, I think if I did an actual play, it would change the vibe of the game. A lot. And I just want to get the right crew for that. But I would be down. Maybe I should do a one-shot to, like, dip my toes in. And it can just be, like, a live stream. I don't have to, like, put it anywhere long-term. So if it's terrible, it's just a one-and-done thing. But, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a good enough GM to pull off an actual play, but I guess I won't know until I try. When is Daggerheart coming back into stock? Oh, call me a name. I honestly could not tell you. Could not tell you. Sold out internationally 3 times. I don't even know. Do they have like a wait list or anything? I've not looked. All I know is that my local game stores just never have it. They've got a shelf for it, and it's just always empty. Same with dice as well. You're 30 minutes from Toronto? Awesome, Frank. Well, hey, buddy. Can't believe they're announcing... Yeah, the Daggerheart 2 announcement's crazy. Crazy. Already. No, but they did announce that Matt Mercer's not going to be DMing the next session. Let's talk about it. The chat's going too fast, and I'm spending too time catching up. Website says August to September. Okay, yeah. But the beauty is you can play it. You can play Daggerheart without the stuff. You just need a printer or access to a printer. And you can download the SDR. The stuff's all there. Like, everything is there. It's kind of annoying. It won't be as easy as when you have the book. But I'm surprised at how much stuff is just there for free. Like, it's crazy. Or you can buy PDF digital versions as well. So, yeah. Vengeance, you never know until you try. I got stuck in being a forever DM by my old DM basically being, oh, Vengeance is going to run. They don't call you Vengeance AF in real life, I bet. Is going to run the one shot next week. We never went back to the campaign. Yeah, he got out. He got out. It's like a curse where you have to find someone who agrees to replace you. And once you do, you can just escape. So you got to trick people into thinking that GMing is fun and then get them in. It's like Shazam. What's the news you mentioned in the title? It's the news that came out from on Saturday from their live event. We're gonna get into it. We'll get into it. Sorry. If we're talking Daggerheart, I got the last copy in the city. Congratulations. It is crazy how sold out it is. The thing is, I would love to know how many copies were on shelves. I spoke to one of my local game stores, and they said they ordered a lot. But I don't know what that means. I don't... Like, how many people have a copy of Daggerheart out there? Now, in total transparency, I have 2. I have the special edition, which I don't want to use, and I managed to buy the actual book as well on Amazon. But that was a while ago now. Brennan's the only DM that could have been announced that doesn't kill the show for most people, so I'm glad it's him. Definitely worried about which original cast won't be playing, though. Oh, yeah, so I was looking at this. I think all the cast are going to be playing. They've always had 7 players on an 8-player table. So they could get them all in there. And I think what they'll do is, like they did with Campaign 3, they're going to be switching some people out sometimes to give people a break. I really don't know if anyone's going to be missing. But we'll see. I think it'll be more like a revolving door of, like, occasionally 1 or 2 people will be swapped out. The truth is, we still know very little. You know what? I'm an idiot. I think... if I put streamer mode on Discord, it should stop giving me notifications because my my phone is being really annoying. Oh, it is on. Right? Dude, Discord has a mind of its own. Oh, whatever. Vengeance AF, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Oh, it means it's sold over 10k copies, whole RPG. I presume it's just on drive-through RPG is pretty crazy, I guess. They could have the main cast splitting up. Well, let's see. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to watch the announcements. We're going to see everything. We're going to talk about each thing. Because what scared me was in the reveal about Brennan, Travis kept calling him a DM, not a GM, which I know is such a small thing, and like it might have just been like a slip. But you don't have DMs in Daggerheart. You have GMs. Didn't realize I was on Twitch. What's up, Dapper? Oh yeah, and I still want to change my name as well. So if anyone's got any good naming ideas, right now I'm bonus reaction on Twitch, and that's safe. So I could just change my YouTube channel to bonus reaction, but it's kind of undecided. Or I might use my real name, like Phil something. But I don't know. Bionome, thank you for the follow. Also Dapper, thank you. Over on Twitch. Yeah, DM is defaulting. I still say DM all the time. But yeah, Dagger Master. The trailer did say GM, did it? Okay, let's see. Let's find out. So this is the announcement trailer. We can skip through this for the good stuff. Once again, let me know if it's too loud. I hope they leave D&D. I hope they leave D&D, but I'm a weird person because I'm making content about it, and it would be nice if they left D&D so that I could make a ton of Daggerheart content without as much competition, because there's like 50 years of D&D content that already exists. So don't trust me. Like I'm in a different boat. I'm making money from this, right? But yeah, for me, I would love Dagger. I'm playing Daggerheart right now in my home game. It's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, and it would be better for me content creation-wise as well. Move equivalent action. I'm really enjoying making the Daggerheart content. All right. Is there anyone who's not seen this, by the way?
8 people sat around a table to tell a story. A story that grew into a remarkable, life-changing thing. And that thing grew into another thing.
All right, let's skip forwards, because Matt says some... It's fun, but they don't say a lot for the first couple of minutes. Travis comes out. And at first when Travis came out, I was like, is he dressed as Percy? Is this a weird Percy cosplay? But no, he's Steve Jobs.
You're too kind.
How does a player move in Daggerheart? Outside of combat, they can just do whatever they want. Inside combat, when the spotlight is on them, they can move 30 feet. The way I'm playing it, I'm using feet or squares, 6 squares. And attempt something, like attack something or try and do something. If they want to move further than 30 feet, they can move 60 feet, I think it is, but you have to roll to see if you, like do an agility roll to see how well that goes.
Too kind.
What's up, Sam?
Hello, I am Travis Willingham, CEO of Critical Role.
Okay. When's the good stuff?
Get to
Listen, Matthew, or
Started. Rain-meltingly amazing months. We will be at Radio City.
Yeah, the Steve Jobs
Music
cosplay is
Hall.
great.
We have
Was
a
anyone else
full-
disappointed that, spoilers, Brennan comes out, and I was expecting a bigger turtleneck. I was expecting the biggest turtleneck ever. I was thinking it would just be all turtleneck with like holes in the neck for his eyes.
Bricked up slate of live shows.
Bonus reaction, yeah.
Starting with Atlanta in May.
Yeah, bonus reaction might be the way
Berlin
to
and
go.
Edinburgh in July. London in October. And finishing it out with Fort Worth in December. So please join us for a
Okay.
totally poor
In fact, I forget, what do Jeremy and Chris come out and say? What's their announcements?
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
These two are a vibe, though. You
But
can't
as
see them
the
because I'm in the way, but they're
creative
there.
director And game director for Daggerheart Press. We are thrilled, I tell you, about all of the announcements made this week, and we can't wait to
Bonus
share
reaction
with
can
you
do
all
both
what we have
D&D
for you.
and Daggerheart, yeah.
But
D&D and Heart.
we were wondering if I'm sure you're all wondering too. If we could ask Matthew about campaign 4.
Okay. All right. This is the big announcement that I'm sure you all know about.
So, hey Matthew, can you tell us about Campaign 4?
Yeah, Chris getting a line was the most critical role coded thing
You
I've
know,
ever seen in my
I'd love
life.
To me. But how about instead I show you?
Oh yeah, we've got the trailer. So there's nothing too exciting about this trailer except the date, I guess. Like, it's fun, but there's not really any information in here, so we'll speed through it. The audio in the trailer is subject to copyright, so be careful. Now, hopefully I watched it at 2 times speed, so I'll be good. I'm also not planning to leave this up. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I will leave this stream up, but we'll see. But I won't get monetized, so if anyone has any free Twitch Prime subs, send them my way. New Game Master. So 10/02/25. That's wait. It's North America. So 02 is thank you for the subscription with Prime, Dapper. That means a lot. Get enough of those, and I don't have to worry about getting monetized on YouTube. October 2nd, right, thank you. Because I looked at this and thought this was 10th of February 25. I'm like, oh, it's out already. But yeah, October 2nd works. And that's sooner than I originally thought. I'm very excited. Curious if it's a frozen setting, maybe because of the background they use. Yeah, maybe. We don't know, though. We don't know. But we are here to really think about that.
I don't want
Oh,
you
I'm
all to
British.
worry.
Me too, call me.
While
Me too.
I'm not GMing the next
Be more,
campaign,
thank you for the follow.
I will be a player in it.
I'm both American and North American. I'd like you guys to know. I've got citizenship in Canada. I have a passport. So I'm a day walker. I walk between both. Oops.
Forever DM no more. I will be playing alongside my favorite familiar faces and a number of newer ones that I...
So that's the thing that's throwing people. He's going to be playing with his favorite familiar faces, which I presume is the normal cast, and a few newer ones. So that means that unless they have like a 10-person table, like they're going to be rotating people out. They have to be.
I cannot wait to reveal to you in the very near future. It's exciting.
Oh, Tommy, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, do you think they're going to use an official campaign frame we've already seen? No, I think they're going to create a whole new world, and they're going to sell that as like... But it's probably going to be Jeremy and Chris's like horror setting, right? Because they're working on like a horror, scary setting that they're going to try and sell. And Brennan does that really well. Brennan does horror really, really well. And I think Daggerheart suits it a lot as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they packaged all this together. Campaign 4, Jeremy and Chris's new scary setting, and they're just going to sell it all as like one package, a world, a campaign frame, an actual play. That would be what I would do anyway. Hopefully the new Critical Role campaign doesn't conflict with D&D in a van. Well, Brennan might just not be in D&D in a van. He's not necessary, right? It's just Amy you need. The Witherwild feels like the most CR setting. I do agree with that. I'm GMing Witherwild campaign now. And by GMing, I mean I've ran a session 0 and I've ran 1 session.
Soon enough. Trust me, it's sooner than you think.
Okay. Wait, though. So, just to be clear, you're not GMing.
No.
Okay, wait.
Okay, yeah, Marisha said GM.
Chris and Jeremy, are you DMing?
No.
Travis is saying DMing. It's throwing me off,
stars
but it
now.
must be a mistake or a slip.
So if you're not DMing and you're not DMing,
No, Dimension 20 is 6 players. Yeah, it's normally 6.
who's DMing?
Well, they actually happen to be in the building. You want me to bring them out? Well, critters, let's bring to the stage the GM for Campaign 4, Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah. Shivenga, thank you for the follow. You guys are right. I think once you hear that there's going to be a new GM, Brennan is really the only like option in my mind to replace Matt. I wouldn't be too happy with anyone else. Trakeros, I think you're right. I can imagine that they've been winging this whole time. Like these announcements we're hearing, like they've been big plans. I think Daggerheart was a massive success, and they've probably just been like, okay, let's go down that route. We rolled with hope. Now we got to just keep going down that route. And everything we're seeing now has like happened really, really quickly. Imagine it's Murph. Okay, Murph I would be happy with too. But yeah, I can't imagine anyone else getting this kind of chant.
10 years ago, I was a struggling improviser.
They rolled a
riddled with
crit.
medical
True,
debt from
true,
my
true,
fucked
true.
up teeth. But I was aware of this thing called Critical Role. I watched it. I loved it. The game, stories, shared by these amazing friends. And I was lucky enough to meet working backstage on a little show called Actually.
Wait till the WotC gets a DM go out of fear. Yeah, I'm looking for. I'm genuinely.
As long as I live, the kind
Look, D&D's become a bit of a meme at the moment for doing crappy stuff, and we should look at their announcement that they did. They did an announcement recently being like, "Hey, we're gonna change for the better now. We're gonna win back your trust." And it's like it's been 3 years since the OGL stuff. It's too little, too late. But the best thing for the community is like that D&D also succeeds and they come back with a huge like thing now, and then like the whole thing just blows up. I don't know. I don't like the fanboyness of the whole thing, which is spread throughout. It's like D&D versus Daggerheart, and then we've got like people don't like that Matt's leaving and that Brennan's taking over, or some people don't like Critical Role, or they don't like Dimension 20, and it's like this like competitiveness, which I guess is like fun. People enjoy it as long as they don't get too like into it and it doesn't affect their life too negatively. But the truth is, like, the TTRPG industry is so niche that having like a bunch of stuff succeed and having a bunch of money injected into it will be really good for my YouTube channel. So that's kind of what I want. I would like more people to find a hobby and watch my videos. So once again, I have different priorities, so don't trust me.
And the friendship that happened to form in that moment and has continued ever since. It is a privilege, an honor, and a gift. And if you guys are ready for your next epic adventure, make some noise!
Yeah, he's a...
We're so
And then I
happy
guess
the
they
rest
just
of
did the
your
game.
evening here.
So that announcement,
Here.
like, isn't actually, like, too big. Sorry, it's huge, but it's just one big thing. It's just that Brennan's taking over. There's not really any other information. Oh, that and that is a new setting. And when I see people getting, like, upset or, like, scared about this whole thing, I think the only real critique that people can have or people can be worried about is the new setting. I saw someone say, like, it was a tweet that was saying that they were disappointed because they were really excited to see where Exandria went next. And I think that's fair, because these campaigns last for years. So if you were a big Exandria fan, and even though Matt said he's still going to be playing some games in Exandria, the idea of not getting that big, chunky Exandrian campaign, I think that's a fair... You can be sad about that. But that's really the only thing. I don't think you can be that upset about anything else yet. We don't know who's leaving. We don't know if anyone is leaving. We don't know what the world will be like. It's probably going to be good. I trust Brennan. So it should be interesting. Hasn't scrambling to get back on top, but they have lost for now at least. Yeah. The downside is for me that I really liked the new core rulebooks. I really liked those new core rulebooks, and I was like, they've done it. And then they just released the most lackluster Dragons book after them, and I was like, well, what can you do? What can you do? So we have here Matt on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. Bonus action. Looking very, teared up, saying, man, what a damn night. What a damn Gen Con. Mind the groggy morning after pick. I cannot express how excited I am for Campaign 4. Y'all, getting to meaningfully play at the table as a PC alongside all my friends is something I've been wanting to do for some time, but to hand the reins to someone I so deeply love and respect as Brennan Lee Mulligan is an honor. So this is huge, and when I saw this changed everything. I was like, yeah, give Matt a break. Let the man play the game. I know this is a shake-up for him, but if you've ever trusted me, trust that what we've been cooking for this next story with him and the players is something truly special, unique, and very befitting the vibe and scope you've come to enjoy with us these past 10 years. Lots of details and reveals over the weeks to come, and excited to unveil the newer faces that joined the OG cast to bring this new world to life. So this is kind of like join the OG cast. So I presume we're going to have some mainstays. Nostalgia, thank you for the follow. I'm still going to be running games, don't you worry. Exandria continues to our live shows, our animated series, many other stories, including your own, and whenever else the inspiration strikes to step back into my world that I'll be building and playing in until the end of my days. We also got more Age of Umbra to come and other fun things I'll be running, so I ain't hanging up my GM screen anytime soon. All in all, love you all, and so excited for this next chapter. I hope you come along with us. Yeah, so... The interesting thing about this to me is that there's this big argument right now about whether it will be Daggerheart or D&D, and we don't know. And I've heard arguments from both sides that make sense, even though the people saying them are jerks. I've heard people be like, of course they're going to play Daggerheart. Like, going to play Daggerheart? Are you insane? Like, Daggerheart's done really well, and are they going to advertise another game system for the next year when they could be advertising their own? And I think that's true, and that's why I think they will choose Daggerheart. But then I've heard other people say D&D is still I'm locked in to Daggerheart, and I'm in kind of an echo chamber. But Daggerheart is only a success in this TTRP industry niche. D&D is like a household name, and I'm not sure how long it will take Daggerheart to get to that point. So it might be smarter to play D&D for one last campaign. And bringing bringing Brennan on board and distancing Matt from it means that Matt doesn't have to like play a system that isn't his own, right? So that's why I was scared. Are they bringing Brennan on to kind of put like a cushion between playing D&D or not? And then when he says stuff like, the more Age of Umbra to come, I'm like, okay, so they're still going to be playing Daggerheart in Age of Umbra and all these side things. They could do both. They could. I don't think they do. I hope they really don't. But there is an argument on both sides. If they came out and said, we're doing D&D for Campaign 4, but then we're switching to Daggerheart after that, I think they could get away with it. What do you guys think? Have you checked if bonus reaction is available on the socials? I have not, actually. I should. No one get it. No one get it. It's interesting that also, Brennan is taking over with a whole new world. Thank you for the subscription on Twitch, Steam Buns. Holy, thank you. Maybe Brennan just wasn't comfortable. I mean, no, what am I saying? Brennan has DM'd campaigns in Exandria before, so that's kind of a non-starter. It's going to be Pathfinder. That would be a curveball. They will not give up on D&D just yet. Daggerheart is too niche. They also want to let Matt play D&D. Yeah, and D&D is something that Brennan knows inside and out. That's true, Lethal Smile. But I'm still, my money's on Daggerheart. We should do like a bet. We should do a vote. Could they run D&D on Thursdays and Daggerheart on Tuesdays? They could. A lot of work. It'd be a pretty bold move to start a new multi-year campaign not using their giant flagship TTRPG. Yeah. I think they keep their options open and wait to see how much Wizards pay them. There is a chance that they don't know yet. There's a chance that Brennan is just there being like, okay, on the night, I'll find out what I'm running. I'm personally super excited to see Mercer as a player character for a whole campaign. Me too. I saw a great tweet that was like, do you think we're going to see Matt and Marisha have a romance? I'm like, yes, I would love to see them have a romance. BLM is a great GM. I hate that that's his shortened name, because I'm like, Black Lives Matter is a great GM, but goddamn does it feel weird to not have Matt run the game. Yeah, I wonder who's doing the announcements still. Who's like, I mean, it'll be Brennan, I guess. My issue is Brennan is like everywhere now. He's got his fingers in all the pies. Like, I think like the biggest actual players right now are Dimension 20, World Beyond's Number, and Critical Role, and he's doing all of them. It's crazy. New channel name, Roll for Heart. Not bad, James. Not bad. I think that CR is the reason for D&D's success, so it would be a smart move to build up their own thing. Yeah. Can't wait for the Matt and Sam romance. True. They'll just lose a lot of the audience if they go only Daggerheart. It won't happen. I don't know about that. Age of Umbra was Daggerheart, and it did incredibly well. Did you guys watch that, by the way? I was trying to figure out watching what I prefer, and I figured, for me anyway, and you guys can tell me if it's the same with you or if I'm wrong. When it comes to like the role-playing aspects and the story stuff, it's just like Matt narrating and the players like interacting with each other and having fun. I don't think the system matters. Like, nothing's happening. They're not rolling dice, really. They're not doing anything. It's just them improvising. So I enjoy both that in Age of Umber and like the main campaign, D&D and Daggerheart equally. But then I found, for me personally, I like seeing them roll, and you simply roll less. There's less rolling in Daggerheart. So in Age of Umber, I found me not getting that hit as much. Like when they play D&D, it's like I like seeing them roll for small things, fun things, to see how they react and stuff. So I do prefer watching them play D&D for those small things, but they're few and far between. However, I found, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong here, I found watching combat in Daggerheart in Age of Umber to be so much better. I really enjoyed, and now it's different because they were playing a deadly game, and that definitely helped. I really wanted to see them die. I really wanted to see people go down and like do the death save rolls. But also, the death moves themselves are more fun because they're more impactful than doing death saves in D&D. And it was faster. Players were going faster. And the combat was faster. So like I preferred combat. So it's interesting. James Krause sent 5 bonus action gift memberships. Holy crap, thank you, James. That's absolutely huge. Thank you so much. Daggerheart feels like it's moving along faster. Age of Umber was great for me personally as a Bloodborne Souls fan, but I think that genre was too left field for the majority of fans. Yeah, but it still did well. Let's not... In fact, let's have a look at the views on it. But I am aware that it probably just did well because people were just interested in Daggerheart and wanted to see what was what. But oh my god, this Critical Role announcement's got 746k views in one day. Holy crap, that's gonna explode. So normally what you see is like a steep fall off when they do campaigns. It's happened on all of them. Like the first episode will do really well, then the second episode will do okay, and then you'll see a steady decline. But then I look back like 3 months later, and all of these will be over 1 million views because people like watch at their own pace, they find it, they catch up. And compared to like some of their older like campaigns, and especially their one-shots, for the final episode to be getting 142k in a week is still really good. And I have no doubt that it's gonna snowball through and this is gonna hit 1 million. So Age of Umber did really well. But it's whether people are enjoying the system or that it's just a novelty thing or people just want to watch them. We don't know. We don't know. The death moves made it so much more dramatic. The moments where were always either tense for risk. Yeah, exactly. And in fact, I think it was like the second to last episode where, no spoilers here, but they were talking about someone doing a death move. It's very tiny. That's the only spoiler. But they were being like, you can just go unconscious. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I remember thinking in my mind, anybody who chooses to go unconscious is a chicken. Where did my camera go? That's annoying. So there's a fun thing that happens. It's so hot in my room that my camera overheated. So I'm going to turn it off and I'll try to turn it back on in a few minutes. This is where YouTube channel memberships, my Patreon, and Twitch subscriptions will come into play. They'll get me a air conditioning unit and potentially a new camera. So this doesn't happen. So embarrassing. It's fine. We can just chat like this for a bit. Let me hide the cam. Oh no, that needs to be up. Wait. Sorry guys, I apologize. Camera gone. Yeah. Glad Age of Umber is over now. You can go back and finish watching its preview last point. Yeah, some of the fear, Cool Cylinder, is that when you talk about it being too long, there's some people who saw Brennan coming on, and people are now scared that they're going to do shorter episodes, like an hour long, and that it's going to be cut like Dimension 20 is cut. And I look at them and think, you guys don't understand that Brennan isn't controlling the show. He's not coming in and changing how they film. Like, he's not going to have that kind of control. He's going to GM, and he's going to control the narrative in the world. And he's going to have a lot of power still, but Critical Role is still going to be Critical Role. You know, it's not going to be Brennan making those decisions. What I'm more interested in is you see this top banner, the YouTube banner above that shows all the Critical Role people. Are we going to have Brennan slotted in here now? Like, is he a Critical Role member? Or is he just like it's hard. Maybe they've talked for a while about moving Critical Role away from them and into like a bigger thing with lots and lots and lots of people. So maybe this is just the first step for that. My camera can't stand heat. Yeah. Because I'm too hot. Thank you, Maurice. Well, no, it's because my room, my house is awful. What am I shooting on now? It's a nice camera. It's a Sony DSLR camera. I think any DSLR camera would overheat in this. I think the issue is I need AC. I think I need air conditioning for sure. Love a lot about Daggerheart. The only problem for me is when you're at a table where you have a player that loves the spotlight and a player that's more introverted. No turns have pros and cons. Yeah, so I'm like going to be very transparent here. Some of my players are struggling a little bit because we played D&D for so long. Now we're playing Daggerheart. Some of my players are struggling a little bit with the who wants to go. Like, no one wants to go sometimes out of courtesy. And then it's like a level of then they want to go and it feels longer to them because they're letting other people go first, if that makes sense. And we just need to get into a good pattern of people. It's not that people take the spotlight, which people are scared of, like people just jumping in and just going over and over again. People are being too polite. I almost want people to be jerks. You know, I want people to be like, I'm going to go first. Let me go first. I'm excited to go. And that's not happened yet. Because I can control that more. When people are like, I'm going now. It's my turn now. I can be like, well, hold on. Who's not been yet? Like, who wants to go? And then if no one wants to go, you can go. I can control that way more than I can control everyone just being like, someone else go first. Who else wants to go first? No one? Anyone? But that's just training. That is just training. Because outside of combat, people do it all the time. You know, when we're in the tavern and people are having drinks and I ask them what they want to do now, it doesn't take long for someone to be like, I go up to the bar. I go with them. I want to talk to this guy. Like, people are much more open to that stuff because it doesn't feel like they're stealing spotlight or anything like that. So it's just getting used to it. Do you think this confusion is all part of the plan to generate hate for C4 more than the eventual reveal that they do in fact go with Daggerheart? Yeah, I have talked to their PR company. Like, when I did interviews with them, their PR company is very good at what they do. And I was really impressed with them. And watching how they've handled the Daggerheart release and all these announcements, like getting Jeremy and Chris Perkins, releasing the stuff with the Void, the card editor, all the Daggerheart stuff, and also the news about Mighty 9 TV show, and now this Campaign 4 stuff. it's very clear that they are on a release schedule, that they're releasing a big piece of news every 2 weeks. And it's working. It works because they can keep the hype going for longer. It's very smart. There's nothing wrong with it. So I think they are holding on to information on purpose so that they have something to talk about in 2 weeks and in 2 weeks after that. So they can keep this feed. Because every time they do this, look, 746k views. So they could release all that information in this one video, but instead, it's better to spread it out. You know, it just is. Way better to spread it out. It just makes sense. So yeah, I've no doubt they know all this. They've had it all planned. They know what's going on. And they're just like drip feeding it. Will someone from that crew leave or play less? Who knows? If we were making predictions, I think it's going to start with 8 players, the original 8 Critical Role crew, including Matt, with Brennan as a DM. And then I think after 2 months, they will rotate someone out, which they did in Campaign 3. In Campaign 3, they replaced the entire cast for like weeks. and then brought them all back. So it's not unheard of. I don't think they're going to be doing anything too crazy. I've heard that. I heard someone talk about Robbie is now full-time over there, but I've not seen any... I don't know if there's any link to that or any actual source. So are you changing the name of the channel to Free Action or what? Free Action sounds like it's like a political like thing where I'm fighting for human rights. And hey, I'm pro human rights, but I don't want people coming to the channel and just seeing me talking about Daggerheart. No, I'm thinking bonus reaction or Phil something like my name, you know. I was even thinking about, you know, in like in video games, team-based video games, when you pick a character, there's such things as a fill role, where you take whichever role is needed for the team. It's a fill role, and I think that would be a really cool name. But it's kind of like Critical Role, I guess. So I don't want to get too close to that. But fill your character sheet is good. Wait a rebound. Yeah, Sam. So I didn't even. I really hate that my camera's not working. But there's a bunch of other stuff in here, including, did you guys see this Gen Con announcement that they did? I'll quickly go through all the stuff. It's all Daggerheart based. They said they sold out worldwide twice. They said that on Demiplane, they made 500,000 characters have been made on Demiplane, which is huge. They then said they're partnering with all these people. I'll come back. Alchemy and Fantasy Grounds are VTTs. Misty Mountain Gaming, Dispel, and Botch are all dice. Really good dice makers. I own Misty Mountain Gaming dice, and they're beautiful. And Hero Forge. You're going to be able to create things on Hero Forge as well, which is huge. Do you think they will take this opportunity to do Daggerheart since it's a new setting? Crazy Yeller? I don't know what that sentence means. Retype it. Your name is great now. So, cool. I think so. I like my name. But I've had issues in the past with people going to Patreon and subscribing to the wrong Patreon because there is another more successful bonus action creator on Patreon. That was a straw that... and he messaged me a while ago being like, hey, just so you know, I have this name. And I told him, I'm like, oh, I will change my name when I get bigger. When I get bigger. I was like, when I get to like 70k subscribers, I'm probably going to change my name because I don't want the confusion. And then I'm not there yet, but it's caused some confusion. And then they're partnering... Daggerheart's partnering with Dungeons and Daddies and Legends of Avantris, which is huge because they're going to be really good with the chaoticness of this. But they also came out and said, I don't know where it is here, but they said they are partnering with Bonus Action. In fact, is there... You know what? It's in here. Resources, news, Daggerheart panel. This follows the recent announcement that Bonus Action is partnering with Darrington Press and bringing Daggerheart as the new system of their third volume. I read this follows the recent announcement that Bonus Action is partnering with Darrington Press, and I was like, I'm what? What? Wait, I beg your pardon? It genuinely threw me. Congrats on my partnership. Thank you to Chaos. I'm really delighted that I'm partnering with Darrington Press. This is not me, surprisingly. This is Bonus Action, the actual play group, who are very, very good and well worth watching. And I should subscribe to them. Well worth subscribing to. But it's not me. It's not me. So I think I need to change my name because there's 2 other Bonus Action people running around. And I honestly think both of them, both groups, both channels, both creators, are better than me. So I'm kind of fighting a losing battle here. But there's not many bonus reactions. So I have that going for me. Do I think Critical Role will use Daggerheart for Campaign 4 since they said they are doing a new setting? Leave Exandria in D&D and have their new setting use Daggerheart. Maurice, congrats on the partnership. Too hot for cam action, €4. Thank you, Maurice. That means a lot. By the way, I don't have announcements on for YouTube stuff right now. I don't know why. So if anyone has sent me anything on YouTube, any memberships or any money, and I've not said anything, sorry, feel free to type it in chat and I will go back. I think it's only been 2 people. I think it's Maurice sent me €4 and James sent 5 Bonus Action gift memberships, which is phenomenal. If you got a gift membership from James there, type in chat, say thank you, James. But yeah, I have it up on screen. I just don't have. I've got to be looking at the screen to see it happen. This is the most concurrent viewership I've ever had, by the way, on YouTube. So I want to thank everyone. If you can like this live stream, that would be amazing. If I could get a ton of likes, oh my god, that will help a ton. How about Death Move? He's not paying attention to YouTube because Phil is mean, guys. Phil is mean. That's the new channel name. It's because he's a jerk. That may have something to do with it. I was ignoring people at a wedding, not remembering people's names, and now I'm doing this to you. Not great. You know what? I tell a lie. Maurice, your YouTube thing did come up on my thing. It's just it's channel memberships that don't come up. Well, I'll figure it out. That's funny. This is the first time you caught me live. If anyone's coming here and wondering where I am, my camera overheated. Let me see if I can turn it back on. Actually, now people are going to be coming in. It's just a black screen in chat. So I'm going to stay silent while I turn this on to see if we can confuse anyone coming in for the first time. Okay, we are back. I don't know how long. I did touch my camera to turn it on and it did burn my finger, so it's pretty hot. The black screen stream, the BSS. You dropped in, your camera dropped out. You think it's you, Officer Gex? You could be cursed. You could have the black touch. Critical Failure is legit, Sam. One of the best ones I've heard so far. That is very, very good. I like it a lot. It's too close to Critical Role, unfortunately. But what about Failure with Fear? In fact, I don't like Failure. I actually don't like when I say it out loud. When I say Failure, I don't like it. Did I watch K-pop Demon Hunters? I haven't, but my wife started watching it yesterday, and she's a big K-pop fan. Well, she's a big BTS fan in general, but I've heard good things about it, and I maybe will watch it. Failure. Better than Critical Suckass. So I read that, Tommy. Yeah, it sounds less cool aloud. Critical Filler, yeah. Part of me is like, it doesn't matter what my name is. Like, I don't think anyone really cares too much. So I could just be called, like, you know, the TTRPG YouTube channel. And that would be fine. Really, if I want to do a proper rebrand, I need a profile picture. That's what I need. I also would like a really cool profile picture. Bro, just do Phil. That would... there has to be some brand recognition so that when people go to Patreon, they're not just searching Phil. There's too many Phils out there in the world. I think, yeah, bonus reaction maybe. It should be the same name as my Twitch anyway. I should share the love there. Shorten it to Critfil and you're golden. Critfil is pretty good. Critfil is pretty good. Phyllis Phylactery. Phil's Phylactery. Phyllis. Syphilis Phylactery. Phil last name. First name, last name. Bonus Phil. Yeah. You got to think what I want people calling me as a nickname. I had people like refer to me as Bonus, and I quite like that, you know. Yeah. What's Bonus up to? But it's too close to, it is too close to Boner. So, like, no one's done it yet. I was scared people would make fun of me and call me Boner Action, but, I mean, they will now. But yeah, I think it's the same thing with, like, Daggerheart being Daggerfart. You can't escape these with names. You just have to go with it. Filler Heart. Lip Filler. Have I made any Daggerheart homebrew? Humble, I played around with it. I made some cards on my Patreon for free. I think it's for free. They were Superman based. I went and watched the Superman movie, loved it, and I was like, man, you could just throw in some abilities and kind of play like Superman. So like my abilities were, I think I made a new heritage and community, which was like someone who's like the last of their kind from you know, from another world, and they could fly. And I did some abilities where that locked in with the other domains that already existed, that were like laser eyes and ice breath, and the ability to move really fast within close range to jump in the way of someone else being attacked, because that's very Superman-esque. I like playing around with it, but I'm very amateur in that regard still. I'm very amateur. I've not like made like a campaign for him or anything like that. Total Party Phil is actually fantastic. Sam, you've done it again. Unfortunately, there is other creators called Total Party Kill, and it is too close to that. But my God, Sam, you are good at this. You're good at naming people. I wonder how easy it would be to create a modern day Daggerheart setting. I think probably easy. Easier than D&D, I think personally. I do think that. But I'm interested to know, there's 106 people in here on YouTube. And a whopping, this is going to blow your mind, 13 people on Twitch. So it's a big chunk of people. And I'm wondering, how many of you guys have actually played Daggerheart? Or is there anyone in here who does not like Daggerheart? Because I would love to hear from you. Not in a, like, a mean way. It's in just a fun conversation about, like, the... Because I'm very close to it. I'm very close to this whole thing. And it's hard for me to get, like, objective opinions sometimes. Played and liked. Played a demo game. I don't really like it. It's okay. Nice. Do you know why you didn't like it, Lethal? See what an overheating cam can do for me? What do you mean? With the people coming in? It would suck if, like, when my camera overheated and I wasn't on camera anymore, if my viewership spiked. I would hate that. Like, people don't want to look at my face. But it's been okay. You don't have people that want to play it? Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with D&D, though. Never played it, but want to. Playing in-game currently, enjoying it quite a bit. Yeah, I still don't know if it's a honeymoon phase. I have to play it a lot more. Like, if I'm being, like, objective and I'm trying to be, like, genuinely, like, do I prefer it to D&D? Because I like playing D&D. Right now, if you ask me, I would rather play Daggerheart. But we are in the honeymoon phase. It is fun, and it's different. I can't wait to, like, be, you know, a full campaign in, and then go back and play D&D, and then really think about what I prefer and what I like. Because one of the things I wasn't expecting when I DM'd Daggerheart was just how different it actually is. Like, I thought it would just be like, oh, it's D&D, but you're rolling 2 dice, and the dice kind of have a heavier hand on where the narrative goes. But and combat's like slightly different. But actually, it really is a game that is like, you do less prep. Or prep is very different and arguably easier. And I think that's where people it's gonna whether you like Daggerheart or not to GM, it's gonna fall into how you like to prep. Because Daggerheart is much better to create places and people, and then figure out the story at the table with your players. Yet in D&D, it's much more like, okay, I need to think about a story, a longer version of things that could happen, things that will happen, where we are now and where we will be in 10 sessions. You know, D&D is much more like you're controlling the narrative a lot more as the DM from the get-go. It might not go to plan, it might not go that route, but you still need to think about that, because unless you're a really good improviser, you're not going to be able to like create conflict and intrigue and do stuff in the moment without your players being like, why did you do that? But in Daggerheart, the dice does that for you. The dice will create intrigue and complications and conflict in the moment. So yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Crazy thought, you end up enjoying both for what they are. Yeah, the issue, Vec, I am team, and if you've seen my review of Daggerheart, you know I'm team. I want both to succeed, and they're very different games, and sometimes you may want to play one, and other times you may want to play another. My issue is that I like running long campaigns, and I kind of have to choose one for the long term. You know, every 3 years I could switch, but I do have to choose one. So it is kind of important to like learn which one gels with me more. It's totally in the honeymoon phase, but there are things that are so much better than 5e. A short game or 4 hour? Oh, you're asking Daniel that? I did not see what Daniel put. Read it and liked it, but I play with students in non-English speaking countries, so I'll wait until it comes out in my language. Yeah. Yeah, one thing I wasn't prepared for is how complex it would be to teach. Especially if you're teaching people who have played D&D a lot, it can be weird. The thing that my players have found the hardest to wrap their head around, and this could be me not teaching well, but the damage thresholds and marking armor. In fact, it's the most complex part of D&D is when a player gets hit, they have so many things that they have to go through in their head. It's like, okay, I took 30 damage. How much HP is that? And then you figure out the HP, and then it's like, do I want to mark an armor slot? But that will only knock it down 1 damage threshold. So you got to look at your damage thresholds again. You got to do this. And I have no doubt it's going to become incredibly quick and easy once they get used to it. But when you first get that and you first look at it, it's a little overwhelming. Daggerheart just feels more conducive to keeping the narrative flowing. Yes, I do agree there. There is something about it that just like tells a story. Like it helps you tell a story. What about Player Handbook? Phil's Handbook. Oh, PHB Phil's Handbook. That's pretty good, Tim. That is pretty good. Any recommendations on Daggerheart tutorials? I've been thinking about making one myself, mostly just for my own players. honestly, the Critical Role did the best ones. So it would be the Critical Role tutorials. You made your players a one-page rule primer. Very smart. Very, very smart. You've played AD&D 2nd edition, D&D 3rd, D&D 5e, GURPS, Fantasy Age, Vampire 3, and Daggerheart. All systems have their ups and downs. Nothing is perfect. Just have fun with friends. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, certain tables will have preferences as well. I think there are definitely tables out there who won't gel as well with Daggerheart. And one of my pet peeves at the moment is people talking about it being for theatre kids, and I don't think it is. And it's not more for theatre kids than D&D. It's more for like creative storytellers. I think that's what it's for, which is like the opposite of theatre kids. Theatre kids will enjoy both D&D and Daggerheart as long as they get to like role play and get some spotlight and get to do a voice and stuff. And you can do that in both. But like creative storytelling and improvisation suits Daggerheart more. And that's what I like as a DM or GM. I don't like heavy prep that much. I don't like there being too much when it comes to... I'm not saying Daggerheart is a lot more simple than D&D, but I believe it is more simple. I believe there are less rules, and it's taken things that D&D has famously not been very good at, and it's streamlined it. For example, I was leveling up my wife's character with her the other day, and leveling up was like so much easier. D&D I prefer playing with a digital toolset. I prefer playing D&D on D&D Beyond. I just prefer it. I don't like using character sheets physically with D&D. Yeah, with Daggerheart, I like it. I prefer it because it's simpler. And I kind of just prefer, when I'm GMing, I prefer all my players not being on their computers or phones or whatever, so. D&D isn't rules light, it's just that D&D is extreme. Yes, I agree. Daggerheart is easier to explain than D&D. We're just too used to it. Yeah, Daggerheart is easier to teach than D&D to new TTRPG players. Daggerheart is very hard to teach to old school D&D players who don't really want to change. I think people just assume that all theatre kids are all improv comedians. I went to theatre school, and that is not the case. Yeah, I guess my issue is more just with the idea of what a theatre kid is. Because I didn't really have theatre kids at my school. In my mind, theatre kids are all like, triple threats, singing, acting, dancing, and they just want to role play and do voices and have a laugh kind of thing. But I don't necessarily think that Daggerheart is any better for that than D&D, for example. TTRPGs were definitely not always for theatre kids. Not a weird thing to say at all. It just shifted that way thanks to gaming online and streamed games. Right. When is the puzzle video? It's cool, Thunder. It's happening. I keep getting distracted by stuff. Free the puzzle pixel. Free the puzzle video. God, I'm overheating now. What about people who love combat more than role playing? People who like really heavy tactical combat where because my wife is like that. My wife prefers combat in D&D because she likes waiting 10 minutes for her go to come up with the perfect move. She likes to look on a character sheet and figure out exactly what she wants to do this turn and the next turn. She wants to play chess, right? And I definitely see the fun in that. You can still do that in Daggerheart. It's not like combat's not fun in Daggerheart. You can still line up your shots. You can still maneuver into place. It's just that, and I think combat in Daggerheart is more reactive in a sense of like, it's instant. So I attack someone and you might have an ability to step in the way of that, or to block it, or to attack back. And that combat is more fun to me personally, because it feels like you're playing an action game in the moment. Whereas D&D is definitely that turn-based, like waiting your turn stuff. So yeah, I don't think combat is what you like from the combat, but I think combat is fun in both. Will I be at the live shows in 2026? No, I won't. I don't think. We'll see. I didn't even go to Gen. I really wanted to go to Gen Con this year. I'm gonna go to Gen Con next year, for sure, because it looks so fun. It's just funds. It's just money. I need to somehow start getting more views on my videos, make a little bit extra cash, and I can do all this stuff. But until then, I'm very happy with doing what I'm doing and just like, in my little corner of the internet. The 20 sides of film. 30 kids also techies. I was sounds, lights, and stage manager. That's interesting. So I'm a film and TV kid. I did film and TV production at university. You probably wouldn't think it from my camera shot and lighting. But yeah, I did film and TV production, and I knew a bunch of people like that, producers and things like that. If that's also theatre kids, then Daggerheart is probably for theatre kids more, I would say. But like, maybe we need to stop using the term theatre kids because it's kind of a catch-all. It's kind of just creative people. Like, it can get a bit too much. We need more Mrs. Bonus Action cameos, dude. I was this close to getting her to just be on the channel full time, because she was out of work for a little bit, but she's got a new job, so you might be seeing her less, unfortunately. But I'll see. Because when I ask you to subscribe, I get more subscribers than when I ask you guys to subscribe. So she's doing something right. There's room for all the RPGs. DH probably isn't for math lovers or min-maxers. Yeah. I think there's definitely strengths and weaknesses depending on the person and table. What if I viewbot your video? Do not viewbot my videos. My channel would die so fast if YouTube caught on to that. I'm pretty sure most Daggerheart naysayers haven't played it since Geeky. I spend a lot of time on the Daggerheart Reddit, and in fact we should look at it. And it is very funny the amount of people who come in here with like concerns, or like wanting to change the game, and you're reading it, and it's like they've read the book, and they have opinions which are valid, but then you get to a point where they say, "I've not played it yet, but I really think this would help," and I'm like, play the game first. It will make sense. Play the game first, then you can change things. Then you can complain. Can you hook me up then or nah? On what? Wait. Where are you from? I hear a hint of the north. I'm from Manchester. From Manchester, live in Toronto. So, but I lived in York and Leeds for a few years as well. Went to university in York. But good ear. Wait. New to my channel? Well, welcome in, Melissa. Mr. and Mrs. Action. That sounds like a different kind of show. What exactly is new? This is going through all the stuff that was released on Saturday. So, Brennan Lee Mulligan is the new Game Master for Critical Role. It's pretty huge. And then just a few days before that at Gen Con, we got all the stuff about Daggerheart and the new campaign frames. And like, I don't know, it feels like we've been machine gunned with Daggerheart and Critical Role news. And just the week before that, we got all the Mighty Nine stuff. Like the TV show. Anyone tried converting a D&D campaign to Daggerheart? I mean, the story is skill checks is one thing. I think I can convert them one time. But adversaries, though? Yeah, I think it's doable. I think it is doable. it would be more like taking a D&D campaign and turning it into a campaign frame, so you wouldn't have the like really deep details and minutia. But you could definitely like create something like a campaign frame from a D&D adventure pretty easily. Hook me up in the film industry. Dude, I worked in VFX for 5 years, and before that I worked in broadcast television. But I'm out now. The writer strikes and actor strikes last year, and now AI, I think, is pretty much the nail in the coffin for me. I never played D&D, but I wanted to start playing Daggerheart. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Hold on, chat. People are chatting too much. I know, champagne problems. Most people complaining haven't played. Yeah. Wait, 130 viewers and only 69 likes. Get the lead out. Click the like button. Yeah, people do hit the like button. Or if you don't like me, hit the dislike button. You know, just do something. There was one guy who couldn't get his head around a wheelchair in a fancy environment full of magic. Dude, the wheelchair arguments are so funny to me, because people are like, why would you be in a wheelchair in a world of magic? It's like, why would you do anything in a world of magic? Like, why would you need food? Why would you need to go out adventuring in a world of magic? Why would you, like, it's not about that. It's about like the narrative, like progression of the story and fun characters. OG Biscuit, thank you for the 12-month subscription. Holy, it's our birthday together. You've been subscribed for a year. Thank you so much. Yeah, the wheelchair argument is in bad faith. When people are against wheelchairs, it's like it's an optional thing for people who want to do it. Let them do it. There's no need to like condemn a whole system because you don't like that aspect of it. But the people who are like that have people running around in their worlds with cool eye patches, right? Or like they have them like with scars, or like all these things that are like you wouldn't have if you could have wheelchairs, you know? There's some things that magic can't heal, and there's some people who don't want healing from magic. So people who can't get their head around that are just like, it's bad faith. Am I red or blue? I want to know if I'm dealing with a true Manx. Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you were getting political on me. I don't follow football, really. I've never liked football that much, but my local sports team is Man United. I grew up very close to their football stadium, Old Trafford, so they're my local team. I think we'll still get Brennan Doll shoes. He can do both. He can make shoes and DM 30 different campaigns over the next 2 years. I am and am friends with almost exclusively theatre kids. Why must a game that has been known for being geeky make theatre kids such a dismissive, derogatory statement? Can't we all just get along? It is very high school, isn't it? It's incredibly high school. It's also like the people complaining about what these games have become aren't seeing it. They're seeing it online, but it's not affecting them in their home games. Like, they're not like reaching out and getting theatre kids at their table and hate it. I personally think you want theatre kids at your table. You want theatre kids, and you want nerdy, geeky people. You want min-maxers. You want people who just want to have a good time. You just don't want people who don't care, right? That's the only thing. If you have people who care about your game and get on with each other, then it doesn't matter what they're playing for or what they want to do. The only thing I'm apprehensive about is the main cast changing or being swapped out. Yeah, we'll have to see though, Geeky. We'll have to see. The OG Biscuit, the Man U stuff. They just hate people. They don't like to play the same games they do. Yeah. I made a video a year ago It was a big, chunky 40-minute video for new DMs. I'm very proud of it. It did okay. It did good. And at the end of it, I warned people. I said, just so you know, when you enter like the D&D kind of sphere online, there are a lot of people who are divisive. You will see a lot of takes that you won't agree with. And since I started my channel, I found people are actually like quite political at times. So like people don't like woke stuff, or people don't like this stuff. And there's a lot of hate that gets thrown around, a ton of it. And I thought I was being, I was warning people, like, just so you know, sometimes when you walk into some chat rooms or some Reddit posts, you might see some like genuine hate. Like, people are not happy. They get very passionate and they hate on people. And then I got a comment very recently on that video that said, dude, I watched this video all the way through and I loved it until you got political and you said that stuff. And now I'm unsubscribed and I'm never watching your videos again. Have a good day. And I was like, I was warning you about that stuff. I wasn't doing that stuff. But it's because they sensed that I was just on the other side of the political spectrum to them, I guess. And they just had a knee-jerk reaction and just like ran the other way. But it's why I'm enjoying Daggerheart right now. It's why I'm genuinely enjoying the Daggerheart Reddit, because there's not that level of like extreme views on either side. Oh wait, my camera can come back now. Where is my boom? Hey, Daggerheart is good enough it can appeal to 30 kids and non-30 kids alike. Yeah, I agree. Your best friend grew up in Dresden. Oh, nice. Glad you're a red, technically. Yeah, technically. Biologically, I'm a red. Do we know the CR campaigns? No. I think, T-Book, we will find out in about a month. I think it will come out like clockwork. I think we'll get another announcement in 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, we'll get told. I'm hoping it's Daggerheart. My money is on Daggerheart. I think there is a chance it's still going to be D&D. I know people are saying, well, there's no way, but there's a chance it can be D&D. We'll see. We'll see. Should we gamble? Should we put some money on it? I wonder what the odds are. Exactly, it's like D&D communities felt back in the day. Yes, it truly is. Like, I miss that stuff because I came into D&D and the culture when it was like at its most divisive. And then as I started making videos, it became fashionable to hate D&D almost. Like, I've never met so many people who like playing D&D but hate Wizards of the Coast and hate new books and hate new stuff. It's like being a Star Wars fan. You've not touched D&D in a decade because I moved on to Call of Cthulhu personally, so Candela Obscura and Daggerheart feel great. Do you like Candela Obscura? Because it's very similar to Call of Cthulhu, right? I don't actually know because I've not played either. I should buy both. You think it'd be a terrible mistake to not make it Daggerheart? Yeah. They specifically said Game Master, not Dungeon Master. I'm sure they are done with D&D. Geeky, but I get that. Travis specifically said Dungeon Master multiple times. So the argument goes both ways. They said both. Yeah, it's hard to get people to switch. Some people are just change your verse as well. And it's, in all fairness, it's effort. To learn a new system is effort, and some players don't want to put that effort in. Some players play D&D for years and still don't know all the rules yet. They're slow learners. They've slowly been learning. So that when you then be like, now we're gonna move to this other system, it can be a lot. I think some people say DM habitually, to be frank. I agree, Sam, and I'm hoping that it was a mistake when they said DM, but I'm just saying they didn't exclusively say GM. Like, they didn't go out their way to only say GM. I've also heard many times, like Abri Ironguard does this, and I've heard Matt do that, refer to D&D as being a GM. Like, you can be a GM in D&D as well. So I just don't want people like looking at things like that and thinking it's set in stone when it could just be language. Still learning to play after almost a whole year, dude. I've been DMing D&D for 5 years, and I still don't know all the rules. I still have to look stuff up and stuff like that. So yeah. I think they did it specifically to F with everyone. Chat GPT, great name, but also I think I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them to be like, because no, my camera. We had a good one. Hold on, let me turn it off and on again. We'll give that some time to cool down. God, I probably shouldn't be streaming when it's this hot that my camera can't survive. Yeah, Dragon Master should be what it is. Game Dragon. Game system of all things seems like the strangest thing to get hung up on for a campaign. Cavalning, I personally think you are right, but I've seen that get thrown around when people are like, I've seen people say, I'm not going to watch it if it's Daggerheart, or I'm not going to watch it if they stick with D&D. And I agree that's incredibly dismissive and a weird take until they watch it. But I've also seen people be mean about that. They've been like, who's watching this for the game system? It's got nothing to do with the game system. And it's like, that's also dismissive. So I think there are a lot of people out there who watch it for different reasons. And I think one of those reasons, and for me it was true, is to learn a system and learn how to be better. So when I played primarily D&D, I enjoyed that they were playing D&D, and I probably wouldn't have watched Critical Role as much if they changed to Pathfinder. I just wouldn't have. I'd still watch it to learn like DM tips because they're kind of universal. But it would mean the way I watch it is like I want to understand everything that's happening. I would have had to learn how to play Pathfinder if they played Pathfinder to understand the nuances. And I didn't want to put the effort in, so I wouldn't have done it. So I totally get why people would prefer a system over another. I don't think you can just be like, it's really strange to get hung up on it. But I also agree that a lot of people out there, probably the majority, do watch it for the narrative and for the players and for the characters, and that won't change, really. I'm going to watch anyway, but I'd love more Daggerheart, yeah. Yeah, I'm desperate for Daggerheart just because I'm playing Daggerheart. It's an entirely selfish reason, but that's where it is. You only started watching them properly once Daggerheart came out. You were watching D20 more. Oh, interesting. Maybe get a USB fan and point it at my camera. Maybe. I don't think the fan will do it. I need AC. I need air conditioning. I have a webcam I could use. It's just not plugged in right now. I'd have to get down behind my desk and sort it out. I'll do that for next stream. But also, how are you guys feeling? Are you enjoying the stream? Would you watch more streams if I streamed more? Should I get off here and make videos? Like, what are your general thought processes on streams? Stream on Twitch? Yeah. The Twitch chat is like, come on, yeah. Streams are good for community. Dude, getting 100 viewers on YouTube is crazy. But obviously I think this is a one-off because like all the news that's come out. But 110 viewers that I've got right now, and I'm not even on camera, they're just looking at the Reddit, is pretty sweet. So if I can keep numbers anywhere near that, I would do it. It really depends on how, yeah, I don't know. I think it was affecting my other YouTube videos. But I see no reason why I can't stream on Twitch long term. I might just have to wait till it cools down a bit, so that my camera can survive. Do whatever I enjoy, the views that count will follow. Offers a Gex, that is words of wisdom. I appreciate that. Really enjoying it? Nice. Just DM with everyone in both chats. Yeah. In fact, on Twitch, I do have the ability to roll. What is it? Just !! roll. And you can roll live. But we'd have to change that to be 2d12s now, I guess. People donate so he can get an AC and we can watch him stream. Maurice, 6 shows. Thank you so much, dude. I'm going to buy an AC because of that. I really appreciate that. I will get one. We'll see. We'll see when it comes and how loud it is. But I can just leave it running overnight so my room is freezing cold and then stream for 3 hours until it gets hot again. You also have abilities here? What do you mean? Twitch isn't loading for me. I don't like YouTube, but here we are. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Twitch is... I have a love-hate relationship with Twitch. It's fun to stream on. The community is awesome, but the ads can be insufferable sometimes. Oh yeah, I wasn't considering the AC volume. Yeah, but like hopefully like if I just make the room freezing cold beforehand, it should be enough. Oh, you have mod, yeah. The mod sword, the mod hammer. You have my mod hammer. Just use a short SM7 though, right? That shouldn't pick up too much room noise, being a dynamic mic. Yeah, so when I play my Overwatch 2 or my Apex Legends with my buddies, I have this headset on, so it drowns out all the noise in the background, and I put the fan on really loud. I do have a fan in here, and I don't realize it, but I end up screaming. I'm shouting at the top of my lungs because I'm trying to like fight the room noise. It's like it's affecting me subconsciously. I mean, he's not shooting the film. AC noise is nothing on regular streams, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll see. I still want it to sound okay, you know. I knew you were an Overwatch 2 player when you said fill roll. Lance, it's all I do. I'm just filling and losing. Yeah, to pay for Turbo, they got too insane, and I watch a few streams. They keep trying to recruit me to the army or police or to eat McDonald's, or the advertisements do, which you'd think are counterintuitive ads. Nah, I think they're pretty in line with each other. Oh my god, what if Critical Role switched back to Pathfinder? That would be awesome, but unlikely. Geeky, that would be the ultimate troll move. I would have... Like, that would be amazing, though. Can you imagine? That's why you play fighting games now? Yeah, no teammates. You think Pathfinder 2 would be the only system you wouldn't watch? I can't stand that level of action economy fiddling. Yeah. It feels like Daggerheart was moving away from that stuff, so... It would be so funny. I want the ultimate troll move to be BLM is running a Stormlight Archive campaign with Cosmic RPG. That would be. Agile Monk, $20 for Phil and his wife to get an AC system to be safe. Love and blessings. Thank you, Agile Monk. That means so much. That genuinely means so much. I do want to clarify that I am safe. Don't give me money. Don't give me money because you think that I'm in danger. But the AC would be nice. Thank you, man. More AC monies, yeah. I should get like an AC girl going up. I've never played Pathfinder. I've played the Cosmic RPG. I've played Daggerheart and D&D, but I've never played Pathfinder. If they pivoted to sci-fi and played Coriolis, that would be incredible. Have they ever played like Cyberpunk? I would love to see. I'm really interested in Cyberpunk, but I've never played it and I don't own the book. But I like that world. AC Girl would be fire. You know, someone put something about an AC earlier in chat, and I saw it for a second, and I'm so dumb. I've been saying the word AC. I've been saying the letters. But when I saw AC in chat, I was like, why are they talking about Assassin's Creed? It's just occurred to me now what happened. They did a Cyberpunk one-shot. Oh, I'll have to go check that out. All right, let's look at some. I was like, how is it? This is an ad. Let's look at some Daggerheart stuff. Daggerheart merch. The crew. Yeah, for me, Gen Con was some bigger announcements, to be honest. I know Brennan Lee Mulligan is a big one on the date, but for Daggerheart stuff, obviously, you can make ribbits in Hero Forge now. The card pack is... I'm not that bothered about that, to be honest. It's interesting. I can't wait to see some dice. I cannot wait to see more dice. The Book Queen, what is going on? You started listening to the Glass Cannon podcast to see what Pathfinder is like. Seems alright and a laugh with a good group. Yeah. I should check that out. I'm going to say something. I love Legends of Adventus. Love them. I think it's amazing that they're doing this. But their actual campaign they're running is like 3 sessions. It's absolutely a glorified one-shot. And I'm just not sure it's not as big an announcement as it seems, I feel like. Okay, Tim, have a good one. Don't call me Bono Action. New books, yeah. They didn't announce a new book, but they announced new campaign settings and an adventure potentially. But they're very sneaky with their wording. They give you a lot of information but they leave out very key parts. Yeah, Adventures of the Circus, they're funny, but I think they will really enjoy Daggerheart though, because Legends of Adventus, the actual play group, they are very role play heavy, but also the players have a lot of input on the story and world. A lot. Like they will just take something and run with it, and it becomes canon. And that is much more Daggerheart coded than D&D coded. I can see them rolling with fear and rolling with hope, and then just from that alone creating an incredibly compelling, funny narrative to go along with it, that they would then turn into a TikTok and get 1 million views, because that's what they do. I think they will get more hit TikToks on Daggerheart than D&D. You live down the road from Brandon Sanderson? That's insane, Agile Monk. Have you seen him? You've seen him just walk into the grocery store? You love what they do, but the crunchy audio drives me wild. Yeah. I think they're being coy for now until more news drops for Series 2 of Edge Runners. Yeah, you've seen him. He just casually waved to Brandon Sanderson. Colossus minis. That's fun. One of my favorite things to find on this Reddit is just people's fear trackers. And I'm working on a new video, by the way. I've got a bunch of new Daggerheart accessories. Like a bunch. That I want to show off. And some of them are incredibly cool. Yeah, why are you scared, Book Queen? Oh yeah, I want some of these cards. I guess in Gen Con they handed out cards, but the art is of the characters from the Menage a Trois actual play. Yeah, it's very cool. I also this is a really cool distance tracker. You created a fear tracker for Game Fame in free card. They're doing these cards in Kickstart packs, aren't they? They're going to be making, yeah, they're going to, in fact, that Kickstarter is not live yet. This is what I mean. They give a lot of information without giving too much information away. It's very coy. Here, let me try and turn my camera back on. Come on, camera, you got this. Hey. Alright. Yeah, see how that Kickstarter's doing. Daggerheart Kickstarter. Class Packs by Darrington Press. Now, it's still not live. Yeah, they give a lot of information, but not that much. So we know they're doing this, but we don't know when it's happening. It's got 3,496 followers so far, which is like a lot. I look at a lot of these. People don't really click notify me on launch that often. And I know a lot of people who will want these, but I'm just not. Like, unless they release new cards, like new domains and stuff and new character stuff with them. But we'll see. It also means people might end up with like duplicates. Is there not a weird thing where I don't know the domains well enough yet, but you could buy 2 classes that you want to play, but they might share the same one of the same domain, so you'll have 2 lots of one domain, right? If they had alternate art treatments, you'd at least think about it. Yeah. Look, I'm not the audience for this. I own 2 sets of cards already. I own the limited edition one. I own the normal one. I would be insane to buy to buy more, unless it was for reviewing purposes. I'd probably buy a deck just to review it and show it off. But it's a weird review because I feel like we know exactly what it's going to be. Game Frame is a 3D printable game table. Ah. I can't figure out how I feel about these cards for the game systems like this. Yeah. I also just not a huge fan of Kickstarter in general. Like, I don't like that. I'm too impatient for it. I don't like that now we're going to go from, it's going to launch soon, but we don't know when. And then once it launches, we'll see how much it gets backed. And then I just don't like that, like, there's no cap. It can just, like this could just explode and make millions of dollars. And then they're going to be like, well, we didn't need millions of dollars, but we have it now, so cool, let's make the thing and then just keep the access money, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. And then it won't come out for months. But I'm with Kickstarter sometimes years. You don't have to buy, people will donate. Nah. In a perfect world, Darrington Press would send me them, you know. Darrington Press send me some of these cards. Send me a candle. I really want a candle. Send me some cards. All good. The concept of them dropping new cards that have full arts with potential Easter eggs to their C4 characters, a dream. Yeah. There's a candle. Where? The candle came with let me get it up. They sent out copies of Daggerheart early, and it came with a candle. So it just went to journalists and content creators, I believe. So this is from a couch sheet. Wait, is it? Yeah, couch sheet. And they got sent this box, and they got sent a bunch of, I guess, cards. They got this weird thing. And they got a candle. Yeah. Yeah, so I want one of those candles. It would be nice. Darrington Press should know about. Well, I mean, I've interviewed, you know, Matt and Spencer about it, but I think they forgot about me. I was on the list to get access early, but I think I fell through the cracks a little bit. Like, I got an email saying, asking if I wanted to sign an NDA and get a copy early because they heard I was reviewing it. I said yes, and then they just never sent me the NDA, and I never heard back from them. So, but in all fairness to them, it was an incredibly busy time, and I was like, "Do I say something back?" I'm like, "Nah, I've got it now anyway, and it's all good." I think if I get bigger, if my channel gets bigger, then we're laughing. What if the candle was developed by Gwyneth Paltrow? No. Most creators, even for other stuff, not just games, add investment money to the Kickstarter. The crowdfunding is more as a means of promoting and seeing who is interested. Yeah. With Matt playing and saying he's excited to play with old and new friends, I wonder if they might be doing a more West Marches style of campaign with a rotating class. Yeah, I think if you watch Campaign 3 when they replaced the entire cast with other people, like when Emily was playing and stuff, or they split the cast up into two, and like replaced half of them, I think that's what's going to be happening. And then we're going to be following the stories of two groups over time. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Matt will still GM when they switch the table around. That could happen. Like, it could be Brennan GMing at the start with Matt as a player. Then 3 months in, they could swap. Well, you know, who knows? You want a Zach the Bold crossover? He's in there, man. Zach is like is in all our stuff now. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, you mean a Zach the Bold crossover with me? I'd like that too. Alright, Buck Queen, catch you later. The cast will need time to do all the other side projects, so they will have to rotate. Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot going on. With the video game as well that they're releasing, there's a lot to it. This has been shambles, though. I actually had all this stuff to talk about. So we looked at the announcement. Brendan Lee Mulligan is the new GM. Both, neither, who knows. And also that it's coming out in October. We looked at Matt's reaction to it, which is just, oh, look at him. Look at him. We took a look at the big release stuff from here. We didn't finish this, though, so obviously there's going to be a second series of Age of Umbra. They're releasing a new With Love and Magic campaign frame. They have released the homebrew kit, which is really cool of them. For anyone who wants to make any homebrew stuff, just use that. There's a Daggerheart theme, which I would like more information about, where there's going to be music that you can play in your actual plays or your home games. This is the theme. Yes, the class packs, which I think is just going to be, this is going to be how they release new subclasses and stuff in the future. Exactly, they're producing 2 series, a video game and Daggerheart. Impossible to keep up with production schedules with all that plus a stream. Yeah. I keep missing you going live, Phil. I need you to go live at a better time for my schedule. Rogue, what works for you? You tell me what time and I'll make it happen. What time is it now where you are, first off? I guess it makes sense that it's mostly for marketing purposes. I don't know, it still just seems odd when the game itself seemed like a success. I don't see why not just green like that. Better safe, I guess. And so, yeah. Phil will. Phil from the future. Yes, they've got a bunch of new designers coming on board, big names in the industry, and then they play the game. We looked at the other bonus action channel, and then here's some tweets I saw of just like note about all the announcements. I beg you, Critical Role people, please do not make shorter episodes and don't have edited camera shots of one person. I need to see all their faces at the same time. Please, I'm begging, give me that. Yeah, I've seen this a few times. I mentioned it before. People think that Brennan coming onto GM means that he's going to change the direction of the show. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's got that much control. So we don't have to worry about that. This person says, I really feel this as someone who loves the medium. Sorry. Lauren Walsh, who I follow, who's always been like a huge Critical Role person, says, I'm hyped as hell for Brennan to be the new DM. I hate to say this, though. If the campaign is Daggerheart over D&D, I probably won't watch it. Nothing against the new system. That's, by the way, sounds like you have something against the system. But that would feel like way too much change too quickly and a little corporate pushy. You know what I mean? Now, this is something I didn't really think about, but I see it. The change thing, I personally am fine with. I think when people think about like, oh, they're changing to Daggerheart so they can make more money. Yeah, I do think a lot of the decisions they're making are as a business as well as like a fandom group. But I think it's smart. I think it's fine. I'm learning now more than ever that people can just be very change averse. And they don't even realize that they're change averse. They just don't like something on principle, but it's because it's change. And it's like subconsciously they don't like it. They are changing a lot. Things are changing. So I kind of get some of that, but it's fine. This person says, I really feel this as someone who loves the medium of live play. A serious long form from Brennan game with Matt as a player, exciting. But a new DM, new cast, new world, and new system, that's really not Critical Role anymore, is it? I don't know. I have mixed feelings, but I'm willing to try. What I do find interesting is that they're calling this campaign 4. Because they could have gone a different route, and they could have just took a break from Exandria and said, we're starting in a new world with a campaign 1 of another series set in another world. And then they could return to Exandria in 2 years' time with campaign 4 there. And I think if they had done that, it would have sucked for people who had to wait longer, but it would have made it like an easier pill to swallow for people who really love that world. Like seeing it being called campaign 4 makes it feel like it's almost being replaced. But this is all just, language and what people are taking from it. There is entitlement. There is entitlement for sure. But it's something they've had for 10 years. And a lot of these people have had a really strong relationship with them. And it's helped a lot of that. I've seen some really sad stories where Critical Role has helped people through some really hard time in life. And it's become habitual. Every Thursday we watch Critical Role. And we get the same thing every week. So I get for some people why it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Also, how about you switch from bonus action to bonus reaction? Cool cylinder. That is number one, I think. That's what's winning in the name-changing font. Nothing against the system except the thing I have against the system. Yeah. In all fairness, she does say she doesn't have anything against the system. She just has, it's just too much change. Maybe we should have done a poll. Let the fans decide. Hey, okay, I come from England. We did a poll to see if we should leave the European Union. And people did it. Don't give the people what they want. The people don't know better. So everything is the same. Yeah, they just wanted... I think it's fine to be like... They just wanted their show. This, in a weird way, I get it. This is like... It's like they're cancelling the old Critical Role show and they're replacing it with a new show. It's all the same actors. It's the same writers. But it's like it's a new thing. So I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm trying to see it from both sides. I do see it from both sides. Ringtail, thank you for the follow. But yeah, we can also assume that they made the system that they'd like to play. But I get that it does feel different when there is a monetary benefit. Yeah, but look, it never even occurred to me that it was like corporate. You know, it just made sense at the time. I think it's because I came into Critical Role like later, and I've always seen them as a business. You know, to me they're a multi-wing production company that for the past couple of years have been making TV shows, books, comics, actual play, live events. So I missed the starting days when they first came out, where I think they got this reputation for being like a home game of friends who aren't corporate. But to me, they've always been like this. I have no problem with them using Daggerheart. Daggerheart is selling out, sure, but it is still like an ember in the fire, and people are like, ignore that ember. Why would they tank their own system, which is still relatively unknown? Yeah. My fear is that Daggerheart is still in its honeymoon phase, like we said, and it might not be as popular as it is right now. I mean, it's not going to stay this popular. This is probably the most popular Daggerheart's going to be in its lifetime, right? Until like the next big burst of whatever. So who knows? Who knows? Just because Daggerheart is a massive success now, who knows what it's going to be like in a year's time? And Critical Role could run multiple campaigns with Daggerheart, and in 5 years' time, they could switch back to D&D. They could do that, you know? Just joining, what was the announcement? We've been going through all the announcements, Azure, over the past couple of days and weeks. So the big one we were talking about was that Critical Role Campaign 4 is going to be ran by Brennan Lee Mulligan, and it's not going to be set in Exandria. And it's coming out in October. And we're chatting about what system we think they'd use. But yeah, how are you, Ringtail? You don't necessarily find these changes as too much, considering that it feels like it will take a load off the main cast for them to pursue more stuff they want into other projects. Yes, yeah, I agree. Yes. Thank you for the follow, Ringtail. Your thoughts on the name is that it could be a connected world and there's going to be some sort of weird multiverse event. Sammy, you just blew my mind. Yes. Oh my god. The multiverse. Brennan Lee Mulligan comes in. He creates... Also, this was the poll I did. About how hyped you are. Brennan Lee Mulligan comes in. He creates his own world set in the Critical Role multiverse. And then those characters find a portal or a device that teleports them to Exandria. Boom. They're playing Daggerheart in Exandria. Oh, what's that? The portal goes to other places? Boom, they went through a portal. They're in the Halcyon domain. Oh no. Now we're fully in Daggerheart campaign frames. Tie it all together. The CRCU. Yeah. Genuinely, I don't know if that's true. It's probably a reach. But that is making me very excited. And like, would make sense because then they get to tie everything together under one roof. And they could make animated shows set in all these worlds and have characters come in from all the other ones. Dude. And like, oh man. That's good. I want to see what's happening. There is a poll in Twitch about my name. Should it be some Phil pun? Should it be bonus reaction? Or should it be other? Wow. 60% bonus reaction. Okay. Okay. Now we've got to figure out my profile picture, you know? Bonus reaction streams to Daggerheart campaign when... When I make enough money to do this properly and have a little bit left over to pump into a production. So who knows? I prefer CREU more than the MCU or the DCEU. Yeah. The crew. The crew. Get your fill of it. Phil Pog. First time, at the end of the day, it's about the compelling story they all come up with. Mr. Mean in the house? Me? Mean? No. Yeah, but it still doesn't make sense to claim to be anti-corporate and keep giving money to Hasbro of all people. That's also true. That's also true. And also, Critical Role doesn't get enough credit for, like, the amount of money they give to charities and the amount of good they do in the world. So, like, I just feel like, even if they go corporate, making money becomes their bottom line and making Daggerheart a success, I know a ton of that money is going to go to good places. They're very transparent about that. 2d12. One lands and says bonus. The other says action. Little video that has them rolling. Okay, so 1d12 lands and says bonus. The other d12 says action. Then a d6 comes out, because I'm rolling with advantage. And it lands in the middle and it says V. So it says bonus reaction. Silence. I think you're on it. You've got it. And the amount of jobs they create too, like Dropout, they create employment for a lot of it. I mean, yeah, it's so good for it's really good for the hobby industry in general, and selling things like local game stores. Like, I think local game stores are making bank from Daggerheart. I think local game stores are doing really, really well from Daggerheart, and that's a good thing. We want local game stores to do well. Why don't they reveal? Why don't they reveal which system? Laura, why would they reveal the system now when they can do it in a month's time? They just have to wait for like the news cycle to quiet down. Oh, you think it's because they won't switch to Daggerheart? No, I don't. I've been following Critical Role for a while. I was saying it earlier. They like to hold on to information and drop it so it comes out on schedule. If you look back, it's like every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks they release some information. So I think they are, they're just like drip feeding the information. And that's why they're not revealing it. Like if you look back, I can't remember the exact order, but it was like Daggerheart came out. 2 weeks later, they started Age of Umber. 2 weeks after that, they revealed that Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins were joining the team. 2 weeks after that, I can't remember what it was, but let's just say it was the Mighty Nine trailer dropped 2 weeks after, and so forth and so forth, and they've just done it like boom, boom, boom. So I think they're just continuing that because it keeps people, you know, thinking about Critical Role all the time. You think they'll be doing another announcement during the next live show? Yeah. And I bet those announcements sell tickets for the live shows really well as well. Why would they release the game and not use it, frankly? Yeah. There is a chance either way. I'm confident it's going to be either D&D or Daggerheart. And my money is on Daggerheart. But there is a chance. There's a chance that they still do D&D. Oh, that's interesting, Laura. So you'd watch them if it's Daggerheart, but not if it's D&D. Not gonna lie, I'm excited about their possible swap to the new and shiny Daggerheart alongside the campaign, because it gives a nice entry point for newer fans coming in from all this hype. There's Age of Umber, yep. When you're promoting a project, you have to make a campaign, more so when it's expectative. You can't release all the info in a day and expect folks to remember or accept all the info to reach everyone. True. And maybe they've not released all the information just because they know how change-averse their audience can be. So they just don't want to, like, drop too many changes on them at once. Part of me thinks they'll keep using D&D just to keep that line of communication. Yeah, I think... Look, I don't think they'll use D&D. At least I hope they don't use D&D. But if they do keep using D&D, I don't think it's that insane. I don't think it's that insane to keep making money from Daggerheart being sold and then also keep using the household brand name that is Dungeons & Dragons for one more campaign. Then after that, they could switch to Daggerheart. But for this one, like, most of the audience who watch the channel are used to watching D&D. Matt's used to DMing D&D. He's not DMing this, I guess, but Brennan is used to DMing D&D. So I don't know. I can see it going either way. I do think it will be Daggerheart, though. I do think it will... I will not like it if they don't do Daggerheart. I will be like, why would you drop all these tutorials on how to play this game? Why would you build up so much hype about this game? Why would you sell it out and get it on everyone's shelves and then go back and play D&D? It would be disappointing to me. But there are a lot of people out there saying, oh, it's 100% going to be this. Of course it's going to be this. You're an idiot otherwise. But we don't know. We don't know. Oh, they could start a Tuesday campaign. They've got the studio space. Yeah. I don't think they have the time, though. Age of Umbria was a long-term tutorial. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that's a hot take. Okay? Don't at me. Don't unsubscribe. I think Age of Umber is not a good tutorial for Daggerheart. I don't think it's great. I think it's a great, like, litmus test and vibe test for, like, if you would enjoy it, but getting into the nitty gritty of it, I think it confuses some people sometimes more than I think. But I'm also a bit of an idiot, so that might be just my low IQ talking. Rogue, Rogue, are you calling me Bill? It's Phil. You know more about Critical Role than me do. They have enough people, quote unquote, on staff to run a second campaign. They could be Daggerheart or D&D, the opposite. Yeah, but would people watch if Matt wasn't there, you know? Don't know. It's fun to think about, but annoying. We have to wait and see. Phil, don't want to. I thought you were like when Amy calls Matt Mark. It's an interesting module, but you're not into creepy dark worlds. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of scared about Jeremy Perkins, Jeremy Perkins and Chris Crawford. I'm kind of scared of the system that they're making because I think that's going to be a scary one as well. And I just wonder if we need some more, I don't know, just like normal, very default fantasy games. Because even the Witherwild campaign frame that people kind of say is the closest to just a classic fantasy game isn't. It's not like a D&D game world. Like the gods there act very differently. The world itself is very unique. For example, something that I'm not doing, that I've changed, is in the Witherwild campaign frame, you have 7 days of day and 7 days of night. Like, one nighttime lasts 7 days. Which is like a cool concept, but it's definitely not like, oh, this is a basic fantasy world, you know? And the gods are very different and very weird, like, and affect the world in big ways. So I've kind of changed a little bit of that to make the Witherwild closer. Samuel, there could also be some legal battle in the background. That is true. There could be a lot of stuff going on that we are just not privy to. Robbie Landis raiding the channel with 13 viewers. Welcome in. How's it going? I just realized as well, I should change Dungeons and Dragons as the category to... I actually never realized there's been a tabletop RPGs category on Twitch this whole time. That I should be using, because I often don't talk about D&D, and I've always just been in the D&D category. But yes, welcome in, Raiders. So this happens occasionally. This is a fun thing that happens. It's just going to go black occasionally, and I don't want anyone to be alarmed. My room is so hot, I'm boiling, that my camera, my very expensive camera that I hope doesn't break, overheats. This is the third time so far. But I am still here. And we can look at other things. But I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, how is everyone? What's going on? Is that a way they take Daggerheart and turn it into a hybrid to ease people in it? You mean like they make it a hybrid between Daggerheart and D&D? Oh, there goes Phil. There goes the Phil cam. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty scary. When you have electronics that just like heat up and shut down, it's probably not good for it. He's too hot for cam. I am exothermic. Wait, am I? Am I endothermic or exothermic if I'm too hot? Rickles Barbarian X. Hello. The problem with bonus reaction is it feels like a second channel. Yeah. So for newcomers, we're talking about a bunch. We're all over the place today. But I want to rename my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Bonus Action. And I have 60,000 subscribers on there, which I'm really proud of because I never thought I would get 100. The issue is that there are multiple other channels with the same name as me, Bonus Action. So much so that when I came to Twitch and created this channel, I couldn't use the name Bonus Action. So I thought I'd be very clever and make my title here Bonus Reaction. It's getting to the point now, though, that too many bonus actions exist. Critical Role are partnering with Bonus Action. I saw that news and thought they were partnering with me, and I just hadn't had that email yet. I was wrong, it's someone else. So now I need to change my name. So we've been throwing different names around, but just naming everything Bonus Reaction seems to be pretty popular. So I might be doing that. Alright, cool, Sonda, have a good one. Am I poisonous or venomous? What, whether I'm endothermic or exothermic? That's not a thing, Rogue. Surely. I use my iPhone as a webcam when I teach trumpet lessons over Zoom, and sometimes it just stops working and pauses my video on a cursed still frame. Yeah. Sometimes I've been recording videos and I don't have like the live view of the stream, for example, and I'll record for like 40 minutes and then I'll finish and then I'll come and look at the footage, and for 30 minutes of those 40 minutes, I have a black screen. I have to do the whole thing again. It's awful. I still think I'm overheating. I should stop the stream soon. I still think Total Party Phil slaps. Yes, I do agree. But there are other channels called Total Party Kill. It's too close. It's too close to home. All right. Oh, also, I don't know if I talked about this in one of my videos. Also, thank you for the raid, Martin. How's it going? Yeah, Todd did a really cool video where he actually talks to
trouble keeping up with everything
to the
that's
lads.
going on with you all.
Same.
So,
Would you like some hints on
For more information.
hint if I'm allowed to have a hint.
We have a lot of announcements.
What I will say,
coming out,
unfortunately,
and
is that
you're
there's
the
not a
first person
ton
to
more
feature
information than we already know in them.
Fantastic
But it's really cool to
But the
like
next thing that everyone's asking
dive
is,
in a little bit more.
What is next? Like, what happens next? You just released.
It's such a good question.
Yeah.
Let's turn off my music. But what I haven't watched yet is also he did a video after the big announcement yesterday.
This is huge news. Matthew Mercer will not be the game master for Campaign 4.
I've not watched this yet.
Role. And on top of this, it will be a new world. It will not be set in Exandria.
It's only 3 minutes
and
long.
Brennan Lee Mulligan will be stepping in as the game master. And Matt will be one of the players at
Thank
the
you for the
table.
follow, Skip.
We will see a lot of familiar faces from the cast.
He said
but
he
we'll
filmed a
also
pile
have
more
new, fresh
interviews when he was
faces
there. Oh, I can't
on
wait to
top
see them
of
all.
everything else.
Dude, his
Now,
channel's
this
going to
is very
explode.
important because they routinely
Action
said
Surge
Game
is good.
Master in
That is a good
changed
name.
to Game Master, but when it comes to what was actually released to journalists and stuff like that,
Terrence, that's
Brennan
actually quite
being
smart.
a Game Master. They are not announcing
Tabletop
at
tension.
this moment what the setting will be or what the system will be. But,
Yeah.
you know, all signs point to Daggerheart being the system that they use.
Todd knows, right? Todd knows what the system is. This guy, look at that face. This man knows. He's talked to them. He's friends with them. I presume. I actually don't know if the relationship has got to the point yet where they would be telling him company secrets. Let me try turning on my camera again. Hey. But it is interesting that he says all signs point to that. So, like, if he thinks it, yeah, Todd always knows. I think Todd might know. Todd knows no matter what we're talking about. Yeah, I wonder what this means for Damage in 20. I know they're filming batches, but still, there's probably going to be a large break once they run out. I know it's like none of my business, and we don't really talk about it that much, but I want to know what it means for Brennan Lee Mulligan's wallet. For his bank account. He's got to be the richest DM in the world. He has a Patreon for his World Numbers podcast, and they're making tens of thousands of dollars a month. They're making so much money. In fact, let's look at that. Let's see how much.
But
this is like, it just really interests me. How much money is in this space, I guess. And Brennan is like, it's deserved. He's phenomenal. What is it? World number. World's Beyond number, sorry. Yeah, he deserves it. Yeah, I don't want anyone to think that I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it here. But it's interesting to look at. So they have 33,000 paid members on this Patreon. And it's $5. So 33,000 times 5. is how much the 4 of them make on this Patreon. That's so much money, pretty solid stuff. And then I have no doubt that on Game Changer and Dimension 20, we know Dropout's incredibly successful. Like, he must be making bank. He must be able to renegotiate and be like, I'm going to walk unless you give me all this money. Bank. And then Critical Role bringing him on for a full campaign. Like, they were like, I know it was years ago, but they were in the top 10 or like top 2. Or even were they number 1, like most subscribed to channel on Twitch at one point. So, yeah. Yeah, the guy's rolling in it. Doesn't change anything. He deserves it, but it's just interesting to think about.
They're not officially saying that at this moment, but with
165,000 divided by 4. Let's presume they have like a producer and like someone else doing stuff, but that's a month. That's a month. Man. It initially irks me that Brendan is on CR now too. Like, I'm oversaturated with him, and if I wanted too much to watch him, he's doing so much, but he's good. Yeah. I feel like that with Pedro Pascal. He's so good, but he's haunting me at this point. He's on my feed on TikTok and Instagram Reels. Every freaking feed post. I'm seeing too much Pedro Pascal.
them saying Game Master, it does not sound like it will be D&D that they will use in Campaign 4, which isn't really a surprise to anyone. Brennan being the Dungeon Master for an entire campaign could mean 1 to 3 years of being their Game Master on...
Maurice, I will be changing all the merch when I change my name, I guess. I'm in no rush to change my name. It's going to be a slow process. I guess just changing it from bonus action to bonus reaction isn't that big of a deal. Like, it's a pretty one and done thing, but yeah. It'll probably happen before the end of the year. I'm on that kind of time frame. There's no such thing as Pedro Pascal OD. I'm just saying, he's haunting me. I'm seeing him everywhere. I did like the Fantastic Four, though. Not as good as Superman, but good. Yeah, Pedro is in at least one movie every month this summer. It's because I also watched The Last of Us recently as well, so I've had a lot of Pedro Pascal in my face. Why the name change? There's too many other bonus actions in the world. There's like a bunch, including one that's partnering with Darrington Press. That's not me, so it just threw me. Yeah, Superman was like next level. I can't wait I'm waiting for it to come out on digital. The universe subscribed to Pedro. We're talking about people that struggled to cover rent up until a few years ago. They deserve it. Pedro, Brennan, Act. Yeah, I'm going to say, I'm not saying it, just saying. They good now. They good.
This show. So that is a huge commitment. And I'm really excited.
A zombie campaign, maybe.
To that space, to Campaign 4, and the legacy of Critical Role.
How'd I watch? I watched it in a VIP cinema room. You know, where they bring the food and drinks out to you during a movie, and you've got lots of space. I don't know if it was IMAX, though. I think it was just normal. I don't know. I don't know the details, but it was good.
Keith Baker and Jen Ellis. We've got Legends of Vantress coming out with a live play show that is set in a Daggerheart campaign frame. So you can feel the hype. It was the one thing that everyone was talking about, how well Daggerheart is doing, and it keeps on selling out over and over again. I have a lot of video content coming out about specifically Daggerheart, and
it's exciting times.
I loop in a lot of kind of industry experts like Dungeon Dudes, Legends of Vantress, Demi Plane, to kind of discuss what the state of gaming is and why Daggerheart is kind of taking the tabletop space by storm right now.
I think I should get a vest like those guys.
Said that Matt is going to get to be a player, and as he said, no longer a forever dungeon master. It'll be really fun to see him get to be a player for an extended amount of time. He will still be doing Age of Umbra Season 2.
No offense, Todd. I'm just going to speed you up a little bit.
For Critical Role. He just won't be doing a giant 3-year campaign necessarily. So it'll be really fun to see him just get to be a player for a change. I have a lot more interview content coming out from Matthew Mercer, Chris Perkins, Jeremy Crawford, Spencer Stark, Rowan Hall, and Elise. It's going to be really fun to roll out all of the interviews that I got to capture while I was at Darrington.
Yeah, I do wonder if Todd is on like NDA stuff. If he's got a bunch of other interviews that he can't release yet, and he's going to roll it out as they do. I think he knows. Todd knows. Todd, if you know, contact me. Let me know. I'm trustworthy. I'm not going to tell people. Yeah.
Press. And again, thank you to that entire crew for having me, and for also kind of letting me get the band back together with being able to hang out with.
He's always on the NDA. The man knows. I also find it interesting that Disney basically said oopsie when it comes to Mando wearing the helmet 24/7, and they're getting rid of that for the Mando and Grogu movie so they can show Pedro's. Yeah, Pedro's now worth so much more money helmetless than he ever was helmeted. I remember, like, I'd never heard of Pedro Pascal before The Mandalorian as well. Except that one episode of Buffy he's in. In, like, the 90s.
Chris, Jeremy, and Matt. It was a really fantastic and good time. So I highly recommend you check out those videos. We've got a whole lot more content coming up soon. If you want to support more video content like this, subscribe, like, hit the bell, and also go to my Patreon where I'm creating playtest materials for D&D.
Yeah, go to his Patreon. Go to my Patreon. Go to his Patreon. Go to my Patreon. But yeah, it's cool. I genuinely believe that, like, this won't last. I'm, like, aware it won't last, which is a shame. Like, the peaks and valleys of being a TTRPG fan are, like, it's huge. There's tons of news around. Like, the internet's alive with TTRPG news, whether it's D&D or now Daggerheart. And there's tons of announcements. And then things, like, settle for months, if not years, when nothing really happens. And then it blows up again. But in my experience as a content creator, every time we've had the peaks, every time it's blown up, it's been negative. It's been like the OGL drama. It's been like the D&D movie came out. I loved it, but like, I guess it had the OGL stuff on the back of it, so it just didn't do that well. It's been like just drama with Wizards of the Coast. This is the first time I've seen a boost, a real peak, that has been wholly positive, and I'm just so happy. And like, I'm once again biased in a very unique way. I love it right now because I'm getting more views on my videos. This live stream currently has 60 viewers. It was at 100 before. I don't think I've ever got over 30 in the past. So it's definitely like, you know, I have different stakes in this. But right now, for me, I know I like making content about Daggerheart. I enjoy playing Daggerheart. I want to play Daggerheart long term in the current campaign I'm playing. And if the audience is loving it as well, then it's like the perfect storm. And I'm just trying to enjoy it while I can, knowing that it probably won't last forever. Like, there will be quiet moments, there will be quiet times, but I don't know. For me, I just want to thank Critical Role for all that, though, because like they are very good with their PR stuff. I know people like can get annoyed at them sometimes, and some people are like, just release what system it is and stuff. But I think the slow release thing that they're doing, I think the information, the way they give it out with these big announcements and stuff, I think it's really good for the community. I think it's really good, not just for the Critical Role community, but for the TTRPG industry in general. Oh, and one thing before I end the stream, because I will be ending soon-ish, but stick around. Let's look at what D&D have said, because they did an announcement which I've not really heard many people talk about, and I believe it will be on D&D Beyond on the news. When else do we get TTRPG news on sources like Variety? Yeah, it's blowing up. It's a shame. Where was the boost from what? See, in all fairness, Wizards of the Coast are trying boosts. They tried to do it with the D&D movie. They were trying to do it with like the TV show that's going to be coming out hopefully soon. And also, I missed a part there. Technically, Wizards of the Coast are partially to blame for the other big positive boost that I really enjoyed, which was Baldur's Gate 3. I know they may not have had as big an impact on that as they may like to think, but without them, we wouldn't have had Baldur's Gate 3. So that's also huge. All right, where do I find a D&D notification? So yeah, they did a notification. Where was it? Recent post to D&D Beyond. Let's look at the actual post. Yeah. So this is fun. Have you guys seen this? Or did this go under the radar for you? Welcome back to the table. D&D's new direction. Hashtag bonus Pedro action. Oh man, you find it hard that the 2 times Pedro was clean sharing for a role. They were both Wonder Woman projects and they both flopped. You think that's his power? Yeah, so this is D&D's official announcement from 5 days. Yeah, I'm Dan, I'm no stranger to D&D, blah, 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 blah. I'm here to have an open dialogue with you, the players, Dungeon Masters, live stream watchers, and story tellers. Hello, I'm streaming. You want to come say hi? Oh, yeah? All right, I'm going to finish up soon. My wife just walked in. She might come say hi. New core rulebook was shaped by 10 years community playback. This upgrade doesn't replace the previous rules, it enhances them. It makes this beloved system more player-friendly, better to create content for, and evolve, rather than replace the 5th edition books you already own. It's a nice sentiment. I think they have single-handedly made they've made D&D Beyond way more confusing. Alongside the content provided new core books, we're updating the SDR. Yep. They pulled maps out of a subscription thing, so anyone can use maps on D&D Beyond, which is pretty huge and is a good move. Hey, wife reaction. Is that Mrs. Dante? It is. And they talk about earnings. You want to say? Sure. I'll put you on there.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
This way?
No. Whatever you were talking to the mic.
Oh. Hello.
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 Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Just all like Critical Role announcements and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had 30 people in here at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's more than I've ever had.
Nice.
Very cool. But I'll be done soon.
Okay.
I'll be done soon. They all say hi. It does feel about 5 years late. Yeah. So here's the big thing. We're laying the groundwork for a new... I gotta stop stream soon. We are laying the groundwork for a new initiative that will bring community voices directly into the room. Our goal is to create a rotating advisory group made up of creators, publishers, educators, and fans who can help us shape future tools, policies, and content in a real, ongoing way. We're still finalizing the structure and process, but our intention is clear. This isn't a one-time survey or PR move. So they're going to have advisors and outside people telling them what's good and what's not good, because obviously they can't be trusted. More details to come. This new direction for D&D is already underway. We're here to earn your trust, not ask for it. So that's the big thing, right? They're going to try and earn our trust back. They're not asking for it. They're not being entitled. They're not being anything. Now, my issue with this, reading this again, is like, they're saying they're making changes, but it's all still like, we're still finalizing the structure and process, you know? Like, they've not done it yet. They're like, it's just intentions, like good intentions. So until we get something solid and actually see a difference, I don't know what we can take from this. Gustavo, thank you for becoming a bonus action faction member. That's huge, actually. Thank you so much. Including fans is huge. I'm a fan of that. Yeah. We will see how it actually turns out, because I think we've all heard of or even worked at companies that get, you know, an advisory team like this to help them, and then nothing ever happens. Like, it all gets caught up in like politics at the company and then it kind of dies out. But we will see. The big thing is, I don't use maps. Oh, I also just realized I wasn't even showing this, was I? I wasn't even showing the actual thing since my wife came in. Goddamn camera. But yeah, I just don't see them like... I want to see actual change first. I don't want to see intentions of it. But yeah, the maps being free is nice. That's big. But apart from that, there's not much else to this announcement. And it is funny timing to me that they have, you know, probably had this in the works for a really long time, and it's taken until Critical Role to absolutely just come out swinging. Absolutely swinging. Welcome to my webcam. Oh, yeah, it's too hot, Gustavo. It's overheated like 4 times this stream, so it just goes off. A la carte return. God, you better... They really annoyed me with the a la carte stuff. To ignore it all this time as well. Don't get me started on it. In fact, Ravenblade, thank you for the follow, by the way. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to end the stream while... before we get onto the a la carte stuff. But thank you guys so much for coming in. Thanks for chatting. Absolute pleasure as always. I will do this again soon. I may still have to wait for it to cool down a little bit so that my webcam works long term. But yeah, yes. Catch you later, guys. Nah, no raid today. I gotta run. But yes, do this again soon. I plan to. Bye bye.